So to enable the JavaScript in the browser, first we need to check, we need to go to the settings. Okay. Here we will have the privacy and security settings. Okay. Go to see here, go to settings, inside that privacy and security settings. In that you will get site settings. Okay. In these site settings, you will have the option for any browser, the same scenario only. You will have option for JavaScript here. Okay. This is JavaScript. So it should be it need to be allowed here. Okay. If you are not allowed this JavaScript, if you are trying to write the JavaScript code and run, you are running in the browser, it will not allow you to write the JavaScript code. Means it will, that JavaScript code will not execute. So for that purpose, you need to allow this one. Okay, everyone will have this. I think now if you are updating the Google Chrome, or you are installing the new Google Chrome browser, automatically the JavaScript is allowing only. Okay, that should be allowing. But before going to write your JavaScript code, you need to go here and check that JavaScript is allowed or not. You need to check that. So once it is allowed, so we'll go with the development. So these JavaScript also we will include in our HTML file only, HTML page only, because the three languages that are HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. These three languages are the most powerful languages, and these are the basic things also, basic programming language things we need to need to know about these three programming language before learning the Angular. So if you are good at JavaScript, HTML, and CSS, then you are good at Angular also. Angular is just for implementation of the JavaScript programming language Angular. So that Angular programming language is also derived from the JavaScript only. Okay. From that, after completing our JavaScript code, I will teach you TypeScript also. So that TypeScript language only we are using in the JavaScript. The TypeScript language also similar to JavaScript only, that we have some functionality differences that you need to know. So that will complete after the JavaScript class TypeScript. Then we'll go with the uh, Angular. In the JavaScript class, first I will cover these following things. So we will cover. So first, variables and data types. What are the variables, and how we need to declare a variable, and the different type of variables, and we have different type of data types, and arrays concept. Okay, object concept. Next, methods. So we have these are the data types: string, arrays, objects. They are the three different data types. So in this each data type, we have different type of methods available in that. So loops concepts. Okay, if else conditions. Next, if else condition, functional functions. So general functions, arrow functions, those things. Oops concepts like prototype and classes, and DOM selection. So the DOM selection, I'm telling you first only, because uh, before going all this, DOM selection is important. So I'll keep in the front first. For DOM manipulations, last only events and basic form validation. So these are the course we need to going to learn in the JavaScript. These is the things are enough. And after the TypeScript, we have few more are there, like a prototype. It has these oops concepts are there, right? Here we will learn the basic things. So in TypeScript, we will go with the examples also, that classes, interfaces. Okay, how that classes will run in the browser. That okay, classes and interfaces things. So those class and interfaces things only we will use in the Angular. So this is the course. We will go with the JavaScript. These are the things we are going to learn in the JavaScript. These are the enough. These are things are enough to learn the Angular. Okay. Next, to create a JavaScript, actually to write a JavaScript code, every time we are writing the code and we are going to the browser and we are refreshing, right? So from now we will use one extension. Okay, one simple extension. So we'll go to the Visual Studio Code extensions here. Okay, extensions. There you will see the live server. Okay, live server or live space server, and then you will get the first option, that live server only. You can check with here. So this is live server. Okay, with this symbol you will get that. You need to install this. So what is the use of this live server is, if I'm writing the code here, automatically the browser will grab that code and it automatically refresh. If I'm saving here, it will refresh. Okay, no need to you need to go to the browser and no need to refresh that. So it will automatically refresh. That is the advantage of live server. HTML and CSS also it will useful, but that time we didn't use that. Now we're going to use that. So first, I'm creating one HTML file. Okay, I told you that in the HTML page only we will write the JavaScript code. Without HTML, with pure JavaScript code, what we will do? So actually, what JavaScript will do is it will give you, by using HTML and CSS, we can develop only static web pages to give you interaction to the web pages. We will use JavaScript. So to write a JavaScript code, we need the Java, that web pages also we need, right? So for that, we need to create first HTML pages. Then we'll include the JavaScript code in the HTML pages. So means we are giving the interactive, means dynamic purpose. Static web pages, HTML and CSS. Dynamic web pages means dynamic web pages means we need to use a JavaScript. So where JavaScript will use me, I have one button is there. When I'm clicking on that button, so I need to calculate 2 plus 2 equal to 4. So I will add button, but that 2 plus 2 equal to 4, I need to display that 4, right? So who will do that? That will be done by the JavaScript. When I'm submitting form, I have form. When I'm submitting the form, I need that all the form details, okay, that username, password, those things. So I need to get all these fields right, fields information right. So who will collect this means JavaScript will collect. So in these cases, we will use JavaScript mostly. Okay, form validations, form manipulations. Okay, on showing the content, hiding the content. Okay, changing the font. So manipulations. So DOM manipulations. DOM is nothing but a document. Document is nothing but a web page. So web page, inside that web page, so we need to manipulate the document. So the for that purpose, we will use the JavaScript. So I'm saving the JavaScript script class. Okay, dot HTML. So I have saved this with the dot HTML. Next, no need to write actually. Shift this one. Okay, next to enter tab. Automatically it will give you the HTML code. Okay, I'm again telling this syntax shortcut. Okay, shift one. Okay, shift one, then tab. You will get the HTML default code. You will get title here, document title, JavaScript, introduction. Introduction. How we will include a CSS file? The similar way we will also include the JavaScript. So in three ways we will include CSS, right? So in the similar way, we will write JavaScript in our web page in the three ways. What are the three ways? Are similarly inline way, okay, inline, internal, and external way. So first one is inline way. What is mean by inline way? So before going to inline way, we will see the internal way. So in internal way, in the head section, we will write script tag. How we are writing style tag, right? Have style tag. Similar way, we will write the script tag. So this is the internal way. Here we will write the JavaScript. Similar way in the body section also at the end of HTML. So we will write some div tags, right? Up to here, the HTML is done. Okay, our HTML code is done up to here. Then after that, here I can write the script tag. Here I can write the JavaScript code. Okay, so this is the internal way, inline way and internal way. Inside the body section, you are writing the JavaScript code, right? This is inline way, and this is the internal way. And the third way is external way. So external way means, so first we will write one console.log. Okay, so console.log hello world. Actually, this console is nothing but every time we will open, right, by using inspect tab. Okay. Using this inspect tab here console, you will see this. Okay, this console only most of the time we will use in the JavaScript classes, most of the class. Okay. Console only. This console. If you are writing anything, console.log equal hello world, right? It will print this hello world in the console here. It will show this text in the console. So for that purpose, this JavaScript intro.html we need to run, right. So I think here we need to close the browser and need to open. That live server is there, right? That need to show, right? So I'm closing the browser and again opening once. You need to restart that. That live server is there, right? Here it need to be enabled. See here, go live option is there. Here I'm writing some JavaScript class. So everyone after installing that, so you need to refresh. So if you are clicking on this, so every time you'll go here and you need to run HTML page, right? Now no need to go there. So you need to click on this go live. Okay, it will ask you to allow access. Then you can allow that. Okay. And now if you open inspect, means console. Okay. Hello world is there, right? This hello world is printed in the console. This is the JavaScript code. The console. Print the hello world text in the console. This is the first JavaScript code actually we are writing in the script. So here I have printed, write it, you can write console.log. Here also we will write. Now you can see that. Okay, hello world first this head section is there, right? Because from JavaScript from top to bottom only it will debug the code. Okay, from top to bottom. So from first it is debugged and it is given here the script console.log hello world. Then it is printed this next hello world one. Okay, so is the way whenever you will write the code in the internal way that will be executed first one. Okay, first time. Then it will execute in the body section. So here we have one disadvantage actually. Because of that, while you are writing, if you have chances to write code in the internal or inline, you need to choose the inline only. So why we need to, we no need to go with the internal way means, actually we will write some from HTML code and we are declaring some variables actually. Okay. So before going to manipulate that all the HTML document loaded, first if the JavaScript is loading means that will give you button on the compiler. So because of that, first we need to load the HTML. Okay, the static web page it will load, and then based on that requirements, the HTML page. If I'm clicking on the button, only need to execute, right? So otherwise, if I'm writing internal, means every function will execute actually. Okay. So because of that only, let first HTML document need to load, then we need to write JavaScript code. So if you are writing simple JavaScript means that you can write in the internal also, that is fine, no problem. But when you are dealing with the large functions, okay, and that functions also contains some immediately invocable functions. In functions class, I will tell that. So when in this case, no need to write the internal way. You can write in the inline way. So then first the HTML web page load. If any user clicks on that function, like one button, that button will call one function. That time only the function will. So that but the compiler will not get burdened when loading. Okay. So because of that purpose only, inline way is better to use. Okay. Then external way is always better only. If you have large JavaScript code, then that the external way is best. Okay. You need to create JavaScript, separate JavaScript file. So I will create control S JavaScript dot JS. Extension is for CSS dot CSS. Similar way for dot JS files dot JS. JavaScript file is created. Here I can write the console dot log. Now allow world. So this is allow world. So this is already JavaScript code, right? Because no need to write the script tag. We need to include in the head section. Here also we can include, and here also we can include. I told you, right? Here we need to include, that is better. Okay. Before closing body tag, you need to include that script src equal to similar way JavaScript to dot js. Okay. Right. Right. You need to write right for CSS, text slash CSS. Like here text slash JavaScript. Okay. Now you can see that first hello world is loaded. Next hello world 1 is loaded. And this hello world 2 is loading from the external JavaScript file. Okay. Hello world 1, hello world 2. So live it is loading. See, I'm saving, that is loading, reloading. So that is the advantage of this live server. Okay. So this is the introduction about the JavaScript. So in how many ways we'll keep the JavaScript code in our document is 3 ways: inline way, internal way, and external way. So inline way is this one. Okay. After HTML document design is completed, then you will keep the script tag. Inside that you can write the JavaScript code. That is inline way. And one more is in the head section also we can write by using the script tag. That is internal way. And external way is here inside the body tag. Before closing the body tag, you can keep the JavaScript file references. That is the best way actually. So in these 3 ways, we can include a JavaScript in our HTML page. Next, we will go with the first JavaScript code. And what I'm doing here, I'm removing the inline and external. Okay. I'm keeping the JavaScript in the separate external file only. Here only I will write the JavaScript code. So all the console files are gone now. First, I told you, right, to manipulate the HTML or DOM, we will use the JavaScript. So what is mean by that? So to learn that, before we need to know about uh, what is mean by document. So everything in this HTML page is right, that everything we will consider as a document only. So we are going to learn the selectors now. First, selectors. How we need to select a particular element in the JavaScript, like in the web page. I have one div is here, right? H1. Okay, H1 ID from div 1 heading. Okay, H1 ID heading, and inside this, these 3 are I'm doing. Okay, heading 1. Again, H2. Okay, heading 2. I told you right. IDs should be unique. So I have H1 and H2 tag. But what my intention is, while loading this document, I need to change this heading 1 text to the hello JavaScript. Okay, I need to change the content hello JavaScript. And also this heading 2 is there, right? This also need to change from this is the JavaScript class. I want to change these two contents in the document. I told you that static means it will just show, but the dynamic means we are changing the content. So how we can change that content means first in JavaScript document. Okay, document. I told that document is nothing but a web page. So document that get element by ID. Okay, here get element by ID. You can get the element by ID. Like it is a selectors, CSS selectors, right? Dot for dot class means it will select the class selector. Like in similar way, get element by ID, get element by class name, okay, get element by tag name. We have three. In these three ways, we can select a element in the document. Get element by ID means ID values it will select. Get element by class name means all the classes with that class name will select. Get element by tag name. It is P tag, H1 tag, H2 tag, anything that will be selected. Okay. So first I'm using the document dot get element by ID. Okay. HCIDING heading. So we need to change in the content, right? So for that purpose, we have inner HTML. So that inner HTML, I'm changing to the JavaScript class. Okay. Now you can see that if I'm refreshing this, it's changed. Okay. It's changed to the heading 1 to the JavaScript class. Similar way, heading introduction. I'm keeping the JavaScript introduction. I'm refreshing. Okay. Heading 1 is the ID. Here heading 1 is the ID, right? For H2 tag. Similar way, heading 1 is the H2 tag heading. So I have changed the content successfully. So by using the JavaScript, not only content we can change. We can change the style of an element also we can change. It's here that JavaScript class is text color is white, right? But I want the text color is red color. How we can do that? So every JavaScript statement, we can call this as a one statement. Okay. Every document statement, we need to close with the semicolon. Okay. Remember this. Next. So document dot get element by ID heading dot inner HTML I have selected, right? So what we are doing now here, we are changing the style. Means that color is we are changing, right? First dot style dot color. We have dot all the properties we will get here actually. Okay. So yes, background color we will get, color we will get. Okay. And some other display block, display inline block, those all will get actually. So I'm changing the color only, and after this here you need to write the color name. Anything you can write here. I'm writing the red color and semicolon. I told you, right? Every statement should end with the semicolon. Now you have changed the content and you have changed the style of the element also. Okay. Now I want to get element by inner HTML is there, right? Heading 1. This font size I want to increase. Okay. JavaScript introduction font size is there, right? That font size. How we can do? Style dot font size. We will have font size. Okay. Here you need to give the how much you need to give, like that much only you can give. Like 10, 15 pixel give, will decrease that. So JavaScript introduction font size is changed, right? What are the things we are doing in the HTML and the CSS? Those all things we'll do in the JavaScript. So by CSS styling we are doing, right? That styling also we will do by using the HTML and by using the JavaScript. So I have done here JavaScript class, JavaScript introduction. Means I have changed the content, I have changed the style, right? So we will take some real-time example and we will do. For that purpose, what we will do, we will take one box. Okay, one box we will take, two images we will take. Okay, first image is uh, we will take one open box. Okay, closed box we will take, and then open box we will take. So and we will create one button. So when clicking on that button, okay, open button, close button, we will change the images. We will change. So by using the JavaScript, we can change the attribute values. Also, we can change the attribute values. Also, we can change how the attribute values means. So I will tell you now in HTML page, right? So here we will include one image. Okay, these are syntax, right? We will have images, right? Image. After the images, we have some logo.png is there, right? Okay, logo.png. So I'm saving this. I got the logo. This image I got. So while I'm loading, or otherwise we will keep here one button. Okay, button on click. Button on click. So here in the button we have different type of events are there. That things I will tell you in the events class. For now, on click event you can remember. Okay, on click and function, one function we need to call actually. Here the function name we need to write. The same function name we need to write in the JavaScript. So when you are clicking on this in the JavaScript, that function will call. Okay, change image. I'm writing change image. Change image. I'm writing here. First we need to write function. Change image is a function. Function change image, and then here what I am going to do. This image is having the ID, right? ID. Otherwise, we can do with the document dot get element by tag name image img. If you do that, it will set the image also. But now we will use the ID only. Okay, image. The same syntax I'm using here. I'm using image. And also for button, we need to give the text, right? So these two are inline elements. Because of that only, we got that. So I have changed the. I have given the break tag. Now you can see that. So attribute. We have attributes that s element by ID. So what we will do here, we will keep the debugger code. We will keep the debugger. How we can give that? We'll see. Change image means I will get the debugger, right? These we already seen, right? The debugger things. I think in one class I have told you that. So what is the use of this debugger means? I will tell you now. I'll go to the console, get element, then click not will get document dot get element by ID of image. We got right that image. We will get image. Start start C. So done. Directly we can change. No need to give anything. Okay. Image dot src. One minute. Sorry guys. Over gone. Okay. Document that get element by ID image dot src equal to this we can replace with. So we have any another image. Friends. This is bigger image, I think. Okay. This is a introduction will take. Okay. Dot jpg. So refreshing, I have refreshed that. No need this debugger. Okay, we don't require the debugger now because we already know that. So the simple is this one only document.get element by id image.src. So .src means that attribute is there, right? src attribute, that attribute I'm changing. So when I'm clicking on this button, change image, you can see that initially it is right, Bhaskar Malari logo is there, right? That we can change it to the CSS introduction. You can see that when I'm clicking on this button, it is changing to the, okay, it is changing to the CSS introduction. I have given that image only, right? Changing the content, right? So while loading, we are changing the content, right? These are the things we can do by using the JavaScript. So we can change the font size, you can change font color, and means styling, we can do anything. And we can change the content also, we can change, and we can change the images and attributes also we can change. Okay. So we are doing till now, we have used the document.get element by ID, right? So we will do with the document.get element by tag name. Okay. So all I'm removing this. Now I'm refreshing. Originally how it is, similarly only. The same things we will do by using the document.get element. So document.get elements by tag. Why it is that elements by tag? 1 minute. Yes, it's connecting to that. So get elements by tags name, not HTML. Actually, this get element by tags names means we have here H2 and heading 1 and heading 2. Two are there, right? These two are H1 tags only, right? I think two are one H1, H2. One only in the document, but still we will get the array of elements. Okay. That what is that mean by array means? I will let you on the array steps. For now, we will see that like this only we need to. Okay. Now, similar style. Okay. I'm changing the color. Style that color. Okay. Color equal to red color. Now we can see. Okay. Get elements by tagging. One more, what I'm doing here on the top, I'm keeping one more. I'm not using the IDs, right? So here we can keep the heading 2, you can keep, but because heading and heading 2 both are known as similar, right? So because of heading 2, and here H1 and this one also H1 only. Okay, see now heading 1, and I need to change this heading to one more H1 is there, right? The second H1. But array elements are starting with 0. Because of that only I have selected the 0th element means first element I have selected. Second element, I need to give the color red color. Instead of that red color, blue color I am giving. You can see now. Okay. Array of elements will start from 0th, actually 0th index. 0th index. So 0th index means first element it will select. First element means first index means second element it will select. Similar way, I have selected get elements by tag name. Okay. We have get element by tag name, get elements by class name. Similar way here. You are using instead of this ID, right? Class from head class. You have 3 elements with the same class name. Okay, you can give with this also same class name and go here get element by class name, right? Similarly, get elements by class name. And here the class name is what I have written, I think header. Header. Head. And third element, how we can select? By using second index. So here blue color, right? So some we can change it to the green color. Now you can see. Okay. So these are the three ways we can select a particular element in a document by using JavaScript. These are JavaScript selectors. How we have CSS selectors? That many selectors we don't have in the JavaScript. We have only 3 types of selectors. Okay. Document.get element by ID, document.get element by class names. Okay. Elements by class name, document.get elements by tag name. Okay. Document.get element by. So we have different types are there, but that types are not important. So by ID, by class name, by tag name. Okay, these are the things you can remember. By name means for forms we can use that name is there, right? Forms input type equal to text box and name equal to username we will write, right? That types you can select by using the document.get element by name. Okay. So in the form validations, I will tell you that. No, for now we can, you need to no need to know about that name. Class names similar way. You can change by using this. You can access the element, right? You can do anything like you can change the style, color. Similar way we have written, right? Function we have written. So that elements by instead of that class name we can take the tag name. Okay, tag name image. I'm taking image and images also. So, image color we can't change the image color, right? Instead of that src we'll do the src. So instead of this css introduction, I think. Okay, now you can see document dot function and the function name is change image, right? Now change image, you can change the content by using the tag names. Okay, if that image having class, you can change by using the document dot get element by elements by class name. Elements only ID only you have get element, because I told you, right? For ID by using that IDs we can select a single element only. we can't select more than one element by using the ID attribute. We can select tags means number of tags we have h1 tag, h2 tag, and h3 tags. And h1 we have in the document 10 h1 tags we have, 10 h2 tags we have. Buttons also that element by tag name button. Everyone is left or I don't know why. Only two people. Okay, I will share the video, right? You can see. I'm continuing my video. I think that's not. No one is joined. Okay, okay. I think internet connection issue. Power got at that time. You are, I think, left from the group. I have recorded that video. I will send. So this is the introduction of the JavaScript class. I think this introduction that is enough. So tomorrow we are going to the we have seen right all JavaScript actual JavaScript syllabus. This course is there, right? So we will go according to this course only. Actually, this is the course available in the Udemy or anything. You can go with any. This is a popular JavaScript syllabus. This is the syllabus is enough for learning the JavaScript. After that, we will go with the TypeScript, then the Angular. Okay. So one by one class, one topic is cover one class. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, 12 to 15 mostly. 12 to 15 days will complete the JavaScript. And JavaScript only hard for the UI development. So if you learn the JavaScript, so in the UI, 60% of the UI you are good at 60% of the UI. HTML and CSS I'll always add 20% to your weightage. Okay, almost you can tell 50%. Okay, 50 plus 20. 70% remaining that 30% are Angular, React. Okay, Pawan Kumar is telling give some tasks. So this is the CSS introduction, right? Okay, till you can do what you can do. You can create some you can create some H1 tags. Okay, 5 H1 tags. 5 H1 tags you can create, and while loading you can change the content. 5 H1 tags content you can change while loading. H1 tags content you can change. Okay, these changing 5 H1 tags in the 3 different ways you can change. First H1 tag you can change by using the get element by ID. Second two you can change by using the class name. Okay, document dot get elements by class name. And 4 and 5 you can change by using the tag names. Like that you can take 5 H1 tags and you can change the content. You can change first for all that 5 elements you can change the content, and you can apply the 5 different colors for 5 different H1 tags. Okay, note down these points. Okay, uh, create 5 H1 tags in the HTML. First, by using the document.getElement by ID, you can change the content, you can change the color. And second and third element, by using the class name, you can change the content, you can change the color. By using the tag name, you can change the content and you can change the color. And give some, take one image, okay, take one image, any image. You are local, you can take one image and create one button in the HTML and write some on-click event you can give. While you are clicking on that, you need to change the attribute. SRC attribute you can change. Similar way for anchor tag also we can change. Okay, anchor tag also here you can give a instead of this href. Okay, href. Similar way, you can change the links also. You can change. You can create one link. For that link, href equal google.com. Then you can change it to the google.com to the some Flipkart or Amazon.com. Like that, you can change. Okay. The image also you can change. So these are the tasks you need to do tomorrow. This is the basic introduction, and try with the inline way, internal way, and external way. But the best way is I'm telling you, right? Create a separate JavaScript file only, and there you can write the JavaScript code, because you will get confusion sometimes. This syntax, these also is there, right? If it is, if you'll keep inside here, if you are keeping here, you don't know the difference between some JavaScript code and HTML code, and it will look ugly also. Okay, so to look and feel good, we are keeping that in the separate HTML, separate JavaScript file. So with this, today's JavaScript introduction class is over. So tomorrow we will start the variables. Okay, JavaScript important concepts, that are variables and data types. That we will see tomorrow. So, but JavaScript classes don't skip. What are the topic? One day I'm covering, right? That topics, every topic will be helpful in the Angular class, because Angular is mainly dependent, fully dependent, 100% dependent on the JavaScript only. Okay, for HTML and CSS, by using your, you can see on the YouTube videos, or so you can see in the some another page you can easily get, but for the JavaScript you can get the examples and everything. Okay, so because of that, don't skip JavaScript classes. This 15 days you can don't skip these 15 days classes, and then so you are good at this till less than 60 to 70% of the UI development you are done. Next 30% is right, that based on your selection. And either it is Angular or React JS, Vue.js, Backbone JS. That JSs, all JSs are taken in the JavaScript only. Just you are good at this JavaScript, you can easily learn that topics. Okay, Angular also, JavaScript also. The way of uh, manipulating is different in the different type of languages. That's enough. Okay. That's it for today class, and tomorrow we will see the JavaScript class. Yeah, recording videos. What will happen first? It is converting from our Zoom to, it need to convert to the video format. It is taking time. Actually, it is taking almost 20 minutes. Sometimes 15 minutes also, it takes 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, when I'm uploading the YouTube, there it is processing 10, 15 to 20 minutes. That is it. Because of that, only 1 hour, 1.5 hours. Meanwhile, if I'm in the meeting, sometimes I will forget to convert into the YouTube videos, or I'm converting into the Zoom videos. So because of that cases, it is taking delay. But before 12 o'clock, I can send. Okay. Okay, guys. Bye, everyone.